Hello and welcome to yet another dimension. I am Jeremy, and this is Andrew. And what we're talking about today, we're actually talking about music.
Our top albums of 2021.
Yes,
like Nas and MF Doom and Wu-Tang.
All came out this year. It's not
this year.
And just like Jessica Simpson right here came out this just year. And Iron Maiden.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That one I'm fine with.
Okay,
because you know what? It's not that bad. But you did not just call Laura Marling Jessica Simpson.
Who's Laura Marlene? Marlena.
You fucked this video.
We're going to be talking about our top 10 or in our honorable mentions of 2021 music favorite
top
albums.
5 albums.
Top 5. I have a top 10.
I can try to make mine a top 10.
Okay,
now.
We're doing a top 5.
We agreed on top 5.
We're doing the top 5. Okay.
And the rest are honorable mentions.
Hello and welcome to yet another dimension. We're doing the top 5 albums of 2021. Okay? Let's do it.
I run the show now.
Yeah, since you're the music man.
I'm the music man?
You've been making the music. You can go first.
You want me to go first? Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm just going to get into it because I got a long list, but I'm going to cover all of my my honorable mentions. So, St. Vincent put out 2 albums this year. Actually, yeah. Well, one's technically like a soundtrack to her movie. She did a movie, but there was some original new songs on it. So I had that one on here, the Nowhere In, and I put that in pretty low because it's kind of not really a full album, but it sort of is. So I included that one, and then we have some recommendations from my friend Jared over here. I really liked this album a lot. It was More Mother and Billy Woods, and the album was Brass.
Yes, I'm glad you liked it.
I mean, it's weird, and I'm not like it's not like one of my all-time favorites or anything. But yeah, at least I like stuff that sounds different, and I can't think of anything that sounds like this album. It's crazy. It's really.
I would say stream
aggressive.
Yeah,
it does feel.
It doesn't pull any punches.
Yeah, it just feels really, really like it's hurting me the whole time.
That's what cool. I like to feel that when I'm listening to music. I want my ears to bleed.
I've noticed.
It's just normal to me. That's not even like that album is not even that weird to me. It's really not.
It's pretty weird.
Okay, all right.
That's because you listen to weird. You listen to the shoot.
That is I could say definitely weird.
That is weird.
That is the weirdest music.
Yeah. Another suggestion that you gave me was Haram by Arm & Hammer and The Alchemist.
Okay, yeah. So Arm & Hammer is Billy Woods.
Really?
That's the same
guy.
Yeah, and was it Alclid? I forgot his name.
Yeah,
it's
Lucid.
Yeah, I'm sorry for messing up the music. You're gonna give us copyrighted. Yeah, they're a team, hip hop group, and The Alchemist. He's a great producer. He produced Alfredo. It's Freddie Gibbs' album last year. It was
I've
great.
Heard some of that.
It's one of my favorites from last year. But this one I like even better because I love Billy Woods. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I really like the that album a lot. Haram. It's just more like it's kind of the same thing. Like it's just really weird and different. Like I've never heard anything like that for the most part. And it was like nerd rap, but not lame nerd rap. You know, because I don't like Hamilton. Sorry.
Hamilton,
the musical.
Oh, I've never seen it.
See, I mean, I guess it's kind of not.
I don't even know what that is.
I think of it as like dad rap and not like Limp Bizkit. Yeah. Like it's like nerdy dad rap. Like it's cringy to me. So I'm not a big fan of Hamilton. But this is nerd rap that's cool because it's actually like he's talking about like Orpheus and murder ballads, and like I listen to murder ballads like covered by artists that I know like Anais Mitchell and stuff. So that was really cool.
It's poetry.
It was, yeah, and the like production was so cool. Like there's one in particular. I think it was like Indian Summer.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
That's my favorite on the album. I think I love the sound of it. Anyway, so that was a good one. That was Haram by Arm & Hammer and The Alchemist. Another great album was Amy Mann's Queens of the Summer Hotel. I don't have a lot to say about it. Just really good songwriting. Amy Mann's always good in my opinion. She has a really nice, pleasing voice. It's pretty, like, I don't know what the word is, rich. It's just a rich voice. And she's a really good songwriter. And she actually did like a lot of music for the Magnolia soundtrack, which is like where she's mostly known from. that I like a lot. The movie from 1999.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've been a fan of her ever since I heard that soundtrack. Idols, Crawler was their new album.
I didn't listen to it.
It's good. Yeah.
Damn, I forgot to listen to that.
I kind of liked Idols for the last couple years now.
Would you call them like punk?
No.
What do you?
I don't know. Like they're kind of noisy, but I guess they're noisy like punk bands of the 80s. Like there's some punk influence, but their sound is way more industrial to me. It sounds like kind of like
industrial,
like The Clash and Nine Inch Nails fucking in the studio. You know,
that's a nice fucking
nice imagery.
Nice.
Thank you. Yeah. Sometimes I Might Be an Introvert by Little Sims. This was another really great album this year. I just think, the only reason it's not probably in like my top 5, there's a couple like weak spots, I guess, to where I feel like the album kind of like dragged, and it's a long album, right? So
it's like an hour
5 minutes, yeah. But overall, I love like the little interludes and the theatricality of her music, like, and I mean, besides the lyrical quality, which in this one got really raw and emotional. And there was one track, I can't remember what it was called, but she's like talking to her dad. I think it's I Love You, I Hate You.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and it was really
I love you, I hate. Yeah, I like that a lot.
It was tough. But there's a great album, and especially the opening song Introvert, I just think has such a cool epic sound. It sounds like
it's opposite of being introverted.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I was a big fan of that album. I've been a fan of hers for a couple years now, and that was probably her best like album all the way through. I think
I do too.
Yeah. This was Once Twice Melody. It's technically an EP by Beach House. I thought it was a great. All the songs on it are great in my opinion. It's only 4 songs, but they're all just really strong. I know
we're calling EPs, man.
I mean, we didn't say top LPs. We said albums.
Damn it!
This is a short album.
I was trying. Yeah, it was only one EP that I can think of. But go ahead.
Put it to the list.
Okay,
they're included now. Hack into the government system.
I can do it while we're doing the video. Let's do it. Come on. All right, we're hacked. We're now co-presidents. First man.
Who's the first man?
You are. I'm older. You're
That's
not
how it works.
You're not old enough.
That's how we elect people in this country.
That
makes just as
what
much
have
sense.
we elected in the past? Come on, man.
Yeah. All right. The next one was The Moon and Stars: Prescriptions for Dreamers by Valerie June. She's like a singer-songwriter with a really old style, and this album was kind of cool. Like, it had not only like the rootsy sound on a lot of it, but it also had more of the like I guess like hip hop influence. I feel like a little bit of like that, but just a little bit, not a lot. Just like in the drums and like loops and drum machines, that sort of thing. But it was definitely like a fusion of a lot of different sounds. This one probably would have been better, I feel like, if it was also just shorter. This one's 43 minutes, but I feel like a lot of the songs are just kind of not as strong, you know? So if you like trim the fat, I like that in albums when they just kind of trim the fat. And it's
I like short albums.
No weak tracks. So, but overall, this is pretty cool. I was a fan of it for sure. Absolutely by Dijon. I think Dijon's how you pronounce it.
Who's that?
I don't know. He makes like experimental. It's kind of like R&B ish, but it's always like there's always a lot of samples of like people talking and stuff over it. It's kind of weird, but it was just good. It's kind of like pop R&B. It's a lot of influences mixed together. Hip hop. I don't really know what to call like what genre it is, but I listened to an album of his last year. It was pretty good too. So this one was called Absolutely. It was pretty short. It's only 31 minutes, so it's a short one, but it was good. I thought it was throughout. It was just like kind of good. If I like pop music, this is the kind of pop music I would like.
Okay. Yeah, I like experimental. Pop music the most.
Then they have I think it's Raising the Roof. Yeah, Raising the Roof by Robert Plant and Allison Krauss. So they did an album together back in like 2007, I think. So it's been a long time.
2007.
Yeah, I think this is the last time they did an album together. Yeah, Raise the Roof. The first one was called Raising Sand, and it's just like they're covers of older like classic rock or folk songs or whatever. Like Allison Krauss does a lot of country bluegrass sort of thing, and Robert Plant is a singer of Led Zeppelin. don't know if you know that. But.
I know. I've heard of him before, but I didn't know he was the lead singer.
Yeah, he's still doing it. He still sounds great too. Yeah,
he's like in his 60s.
Dude, he's at least 75 or something. He sounds great though.
That's crazy.
He's not slowed down. Allison Krauss has always sounded great. Like her voice is just pure heaven. And this album was pretty good. I don't think I liked it as much as Raising Sand, which is their first like duet album, but this one's still pretty good. The only thing I kind of wish they did more of was like duets together. A lot of them just kind of take lead on each song. It's like, why are you even doing an album together? Because you're both just vocalists. You don't play instruments, I don't think. Not really. So I don't know. It was kind of weird to me. Like they didn't do a lot of harmonizing or anything, so it's like I don't know why they're on the same album, I guess. But it was good. It was a great album. Not as good as Raising Sand in my opinion, but still pretty good. This one I had to include on my list because it's so bad it's good. It's like the only one on my list that I think is actually horrible, but it's so horrible that I was dying laughing throughout, and that is
he was just playing it too.
It was Still Sucks by Limp Bizkit.
Still sucks. Yeah, they still suck, I guess.
There's a lot of classics on this one, like Dad Vibes.
Yeah.
And Dirty Rotten Biscuit. Snacky Poo.
Snacky Poo.
I love the hate. It's very self-aware.
I love the hate.
Like, I feel like Fred Durst knows that he sucks.
Yeah.
The album's called Still Sucks. You know? Like,
hey, man, he's accepted it.
I think he has.
He's just having fun with it.
Yeah. There's also a cover of Don't Change by NXS, which is a song I really like from like the 80s. And it's not bad.
Ooh.
It's the only one on this album that's like kind of like a decent song. And it's
not somebody else's song. Hey, look, man. At least he's self-aware.
He is self-aware. I can't say he isn't self-aware because I feel like this is he knows that they're bad.
They still suck,
and that's what they're always gonna be. But yeah, it was so comical. I was dying like throughout. Like I was laughing from start to finish. This is the worst album of the year, easily
the best.
But it's also so great because it's so bad. So if you want a good laugh, definitely listen to Still Sucks by Limp Bizkit. That was great. Next one on my list is an actual entry. Is Wait,
are you doing all of them?
Just doing all my honorable mentions.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I'm not gonna go into too much detail. We Are by Jon Batiste. This was really cool. A lot of different influences, kind of like Valerie June, where there's like the rootsy, like classical influence on some. There's jazz. It's like almost every genre of music is covered on this album. That's why I really liked it, and hip hop even too. And he's mostly like what I know him as is like a classical pianist, or a jazz pianist. He's really expanded his sound, and I thought this album was really cool.
Is that Jon Batiste?
Jon Batiste, yeah, We Are. I think you listened to this one.
Oh yeah, a little bit of it, yeah. I don't really remember it.
Yeah, it was cool. Jose Gonzalez, El Invento, I think was the name of the album. There's the name of the song. Let me look at the actual album. I think it was... No, Local Valley is the name of it. Jose Gonzalez is just like really nice singer-songwriter music, but I liked the album. It was pretty cool. Modest Mouse, The Golden Casket.
They released an album?
They did.
Oh,
I feel like it wasn't super well known either. Like I only talked to like one other person who even listened to this one.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, but it was weird, a weird direction. I didn't like it as much as past albums. Thought it was kind of poppy compared to like what I'm used to with Modest Mouse, where like their sound is always really organic and it's not super manufactured sounding. A lot of this kind of sounded that way, which I was disappointed by. It reminded me of like Imagine Dragons almost, or
that's the worst comparison.
I hate to say that compared, but old Imagine Dragons before like the Radioactive days. Like,
I don't know. That's the only.
I try to think of a right word for it, like Philip Phillips, like soft rock, I guess is what it reminded me of. A lot of it, which was kind of sad because they're really cool, But a lot of it's like, like it's still very Modest Mouse. Like they have songs called like "Fuck Your Acid Trip" and "Never Fuck a Spider on the Fly." Right? Like
I've never done that. Just never on the fly. Just
never on the fly.
I really romance them
before I
foreplay. Yeah, a little foreplay.
Yeah.
Or 8-play.
I was gonna say that, man. We're in sync today.
We're in sync. I like it. Okay, let's continue. Yeah. Let's do it. Come on.
But you know what? I think when they release singles too from an album, they always release sometimes. I feel like the weakest track. when they released the single. So the first single I heard from this one was I can't remember exactly what it was. I think it was Transmitting, Receiving, or one of those. But no, it was We Are Between. But I didn't really like it, and I was kind of like, this is weak. But the like B-sides on this album, I feel like are stronger. Like the deep cuts are stronger than the ones that they released. So
it's so weird how they do. Like,
yeah,
how does that happen? Like,
I don't know.
Sometimes, well, I guess. Is it like more the poppier, like more accessible?
I think that might be it.
Okay, all right.
And maybe that's why I don't like it as much, because I don't like the poppier sounding stuff. So it could be that's why. But I didn't like the first 2 songs that they released, but the whole album actually was pretty good. I can't lie. Mastodon, Hushed and Grim. Mastodon, which I have once more on the song.
Wait, is that the?
No, it's not the album. No, right. That's from 2014.
Yeah.
But yeah. But this album was great. I was surprised at how good it was. Like they're like, they've been around for almost 20 years now, and they haven't really like slowed down. Mm-hmm. Like they still sound like pretty fast. Like they have the slower songs on this album, but there's also a lot that go like they're really really heavy and fast. And they kind of go back to the old Mastodon, like from like 2003 or something. Like it sounds kind of like thrash metal.
I like thrash metal a lot.
Yeah.
I unfortunately didn't really listen to much metal this year, unfortunately.
Yeah. So I really like this album a lot. I mean, there's also the slower songs too. It's kind of like slower, not like boring songs, but they're not like up tempo.
Yeah, up tempo. Yeah.
So it was a really good mix. I'd say the only criticism I have is it's really long. It's an hour 26 minutes, so it's kind of like it's hard to sit down and listen to the whole thing in one go. But I have to say, it doesn't like drag. I don't even think there's like a weak track on this album. Like I thought it was all.
Some are better than others, but they're all quality.
They're all
like,
pretty good. Yeah. I didn't think there was anything that made me like cringe or think, oh man, they passed their prime or anything. But they still sound like they're in their fucking prime, which is insane because they kind of have like past like 10 years. So, yeah, I really like that one. Hushed and Grim, definitely a strong entry there. Brandi Carlisle, she released a new album this year. What was that one called? It was In These Silent Days. It was okay. It was pretty good. I liked it. I just really like Brandi Carlisle's voice. She kind of reminds me of like Bonnie Raitt. She just got like a really good natural voice. Like she sounds like a violin or something.
And you like the singer-songwriter types, right?
I do, yeah. She's actually kind of country, so it's interesting. I like her at all. But I think she's kind of country if I'm going to listen to. This is the kind of country I like. It's kind of like not poppy.
I gotta hear it because I don't really like country.
I guess it's more like bluegrass. It's like country influence, I would call it. Yeah. But definitely, like, she has like a twang for sure,
Like Drake?
Yeah, just like Drake. He sounds so country.
Oh, wait, no, that's the Jamaican. What does he do? Like the Jamaican dance hall? I'm sorry, I just gotta make fun of Drake at least once an hour. But
unfortunately, yeah. So I'm getting to like my last few honorable mentions here. Torres, Thirstier. This was one of my favorite albums of the year. I like Torres for like the last 10 years maybe, and she's kind of like St. Vincent to me, like very much.
I hear it. Yeah, he had me listen to it. I hear some influence.
Yeah, so
or similarities.
Yeah, similarities, and I think this album was probably her most accessible album. Like it's kind of like this is the kind of music I like when it's sort of poppy, but it's different. Like I don't like pop music. It's just like I love you, I love you. I like pop music that has
I hate you.
A hug from a dinosaur. Like, that's fucking weird, right?
That's weird. I want to be hugged by a dinosaur now.
Right. Yeah. So I really like this album a lot, Thirstier. It's also pretty short, which I liked. It was pretty direct. I wish she would have just got a little bit weirder because, like, her past albums, she does. Like, she's a lot more...
It seemed pretty, like, accessible when I listened to it.
It is. Yeah, which is a good thing to me. It is a good... I like accessibility, don't get me wrong. And I think when you find, like, uniqueness and accessibility, you find that sweet spot. That's, like, my favorite kind of music. That's why I like St. Vincent so much. So, but I really did like Thirstier a lot. And then my last honorable mention. This is the last one I have.
There's, like, 20 albums, but go ahead. You listen to a lot.
I listen a lot.
I don't have that much.
I listened to a lot of good stuff this year.
I barely have that much.
Yeah. The last album I had in this list, which almost made it in my top 5 because I really liked it a lot, was Things Take Time by Courtney Barnett. And that's just, she does like the same thing every album. She doesn't reinvent herself all that much. Mm-hmm. And I honestly don't care. Like, I feel
like that with some artists too. I want you to keep on doing what you're doing because I love it so much.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So, it's really just straightforward, like, chill kind of, like, not shoegaze, but indie rock. It's like it's chill. You know, I don't think it's not something you're gonna like listen to get pumped up for the most part. Like our last album had a couple like up tempo tracks, but this one, it's back to just the mellow, kind of like stonery vibes, I guess. But her lyrics are like the best lyrics out there today. I feel like there's nobody that does lyric writing in music these days that I heard of, like on a big scale, that's better than her. Like she's so clever.
Her, right?
No, not Laura. We're gonna get to her. She has good lyrics too.
Yeah,
but Courtney Barnett's like.
Oh, this is the one you had me listen to, right? Is this the one?
I suggested, but you didn't listen to it. I don't think.
It was like a blue album.
Yes.
Yeah, I listened to it.
Oh, you listened to it?
Yeah. I listened to it once. Yeah, it was really chill. I'm at work, so I can't really focus on lyrics as much.
Yeah, the lyrics are it's very lyric heavy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, if you listen to her, like the lyrics are the things you gotta listen to. Really, it's just really like there's a lot of puns, you know, and wordplay, which is why I think I like her so much. But this is a really solid album, and it almost cracked my top 5, I think. But I had some other ones I just liked a little bit more. But that is my last honorable mention. Courtney Barnett. Things take time, and I cannot wait for you to speak because I'm very tired of talking.
Cause I didn't know you had that many, man. Damn.
I listen to a lot of music.
I don't have nearly as many as him. I have like 3 or 4 honorable mentions.
Music is like my thing.
Music is for
you it's video games.
Look, for me, music is my thing. But what I did this year is I did a little project where I'm listening to every hip hop album from start of the genre to today.
You actually have a good excuse for why you're not getting as much new stuff. Unfortunately, that's a tall task, my friend.
Oh man, it's a struggle, man. You think the music's bad now? I mean, it's pretty. Every genre and era has their bad, to mediocre to great music.
Totally.
But some stuff just stands out in that. We'll talk about that.
And you're not just listening to like a song; you're listening to like the whole album.
I don't skip anything. I don't skip the terrible skits, the repetitive hooks and beats. Oh, okay, let's get back on track. So I'm not as informed as this man this year, but most
year.
Yeah, any year. Okay. You can have the music. I'll have everything else.
I'll keep music.
I'll take everything else, and you can have books too. Well, let's get to it. All right. First honorable mentions, I guess, or the first like half of my list too. Torres Thirstier. I really like that album. You suggested it to me.
Yeah, it was cool.
I always like when there's like feedback from the guitar. I just always like that. I like the messiness of it and like the rawness of it.
Yeah.
I only listened to it a couple times, so I can't really say it's like my top. But I really liked it.
Yeah.
Like similar to St. Vincent's, I like the album too. It's not my favorites. I'm sorry.
It wasn't my top.
I know, man. I was surprised.
Like heresy for me.
Yeah, but, you went to the concert and everything.
I'm wearing the shirt.
Yeah, from the concert.
But we'll talk about why later. Why it's not my number one.
It's like some of these albums where I didn't put enough time into it, so like this list can change easily if I put more time into it. Like James Blake, Friends That Break Your Heart. I really like James Blake a lot. He does like the moody R&B experimental thing better than most. Look at You, Drake and Weeknd. So I like he's like very haunting voice, and I really like it a lot. What?
I was just thinking, where is Drake? But he's got to be in your number one, right?
He'll be in my number one. The worst album of the year is definitely Drake. Is it Loverboy or something like that?
I don't even. Is that the name of it?
The worst album cover. The worst song of the year is Sexy or something like that. Way Too Sexy.
Way Too Sexy.
Look, Drake makes some horrible albums, but that was like bad, and it's always long. Like I don't like to hate on people, but he is so generic and lame. I just can't believe how much people like him.
I got maybe 5 tracks in.
Yeah, I really, and I listen to shit all the time.
Yeah.
I really did, but that's the worst album of the year. If you like Drake, please comment in this comment section. Explain yourself, because you suck. Anyways, James Blake. Yeah, I like him a lot, and I didn't listen to his album as much as I should have. Okay, Xenia Rubios.
Oh, I didn't listen to her whole album, but I heard the first 2 songs.
What, Xenia
Rubios? Yeah, I love her.
Yeah, Una Rosa.
Yeah,
it was good from what I've heard. Is this in Spanish?
I think some of her songs are in Spanish. Yeah. Yeah.
So I first discovered her in like her first or second album. Like it was like
Mexican Chef.
No, it's
the
Black
song?
Black Terry Cat. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I used to listen to that a lot. I liked that a lot, and I didn't even know she had an album out. And it's like it's really weird, and like it's a different tone to the other one. I didn't listen to it enough so to put it on my top, but I feel like it could get up there.
Yeah, I think I heard the first single from this album. Mm-hmm. I don't remember what it was called, but it was like.
See, yeah, I've only listened to it like very few. Okay, and this is like this like experimental pop artist, Arca. You ever heard?
Arca.
It's she or I think he. It's a she now. It's transgender artist, and she made I produced a lot of Bjork's last album, like the album before. But I really like her production. Is fucking insane, crazy pop, experimental, something like similar to.
How do you spell it?
It's ARCA.
Oh, okay.
Arca.
Exactly what I thought.
And she released 4 albums this year.
That's crazy.
And like the third one is the best. I forgot what it's called. It's like something part 4 or 3. But
is it all one connected thing?
It's like one connected thing.
Oh, that's crazy.
And it's like one year she released all this.
It's a quadruple album.
I guess, and it's all good.
I've never heard of that.
I don't see. Like, I don't know if you like it because it's insane. It's like really experimental.
I mean, I like Bjork, so I don't know.
Oh, it's way more than that. It's way crazier than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked her album a lot. Okay, so I know you didn't really like this album. I like Nas, man. That's my guy, and I
don't have anything against Nas.
Yeah.
It's just okay to me. I like
the production.
Track with Lauryn Hill was great.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. Nobody. Oh yeah, Nas, King's Disease too. He won the Grammy, yay! Finally, he should have been won a Grammy. But if it grew on me, and Nas is a rapper. I love him, and I still think he's really good. He's not as good as he used to be, obviously.
No. But he isn't cringy though.
No, he's not like some people, like Venom. Anyways, but Eminem on here, he was good.
Yeah, he wasn't bad.
Yeah. And it's like the song "Rare" I really liked. He's still spitting he's still really good, and I really like him. The production it's too poppy and up to date.
Yeah,
some of it, but some of it is still really good to me. And I liked it, and it's not one of the best. It's not one of his best. I look back on his other albums, it's still not as good.
No,
but I'm still glad he's almost 50. He's still doing good.
He's past his prime, but he's not bad.
Yeah, he's not bad. Yeah,
exactly.
He's still making good music. Speaking of, we got Shoo Shoo. Oh no!
They put out a new one.
Yeah.
How'd I miss?
How'd you miss that? It's called Oh No, and it's a purely duet album where a different artist for each song. I know one of them, Chelsea Wolfe. That's the only one I know. I can't even tell you the other ones. And every song has a different vibe to it. And I like it. My favorite song is Rumpus Room. It's like a weird poppy music, and it's What Soul Shoo Shoo and 100 Years. I fucking love that song. It's one of my favorite songs of the year. It sounds like the end boss fight to a video game where everybody dies, and I love it. Anyways, let's talk about.
I'll check that one out. I'll check it out.
It's I think it's less. I'll guess it's the same.
I'll give it a shot.
Oh man, don't listen to.
I listened to "Still Sucks" by Limp Bizkit. I think I can handle it.
Oh, it's worse.
I mean, that's pretty experimental and different. Well,
if you're trying to make it the worst album.
If you're 12 years old, I guess it's different.
So we have Brockhampton, Roadrunner, New Light, New Machine. Not my favorite album by them, but I still enjoyed it a lot. It's 2 of the best songs of the year was Buzz Cut and has Danny Brown on it. He fucking kills that song. Danny Brown, he's one of the best.
I think I did listen to that one with Danny Brown.
The album or
no,
the
it's
song?
just a song.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite songs of the year. And also with Chain On with JPEG Mafia, they have really good features on here. Mm-hmm. But man, some of these fucking songs, what they do with it's even worse than what you probably think. The love songs, it's so whack. Some of the songs they do now, I don't like it. But it's some of it on here is more I guess traditional hip hop, older school feel to it. I think you might like more, but some of the songs, man, it's just so bad.
I think it's kind of I didn't really like the albums even that you would recommend it as much because I felt like it was a lot of that poppy shit that I don't know.
I just like it more than what compared to this. I don't know. I think it's worse.
think it's worse now?
Yeah, but the songs on here that hit, they really hit.
Yeah.
And I still like Brockhampton. I like the boy band. Like I like big groups, as you can tell. I really like that, and they all sound different. They all have their different style. I have a guilty pleasure for that.
Yeah.
And I always like to hear that. They have like one more album they're gonna do, I guess, and they're gonna break up.
That's interesting.
That's so yeah,
I kind of appreciate that though in a band or a group or whatever. It's like, you know what, we're gonna stop right there. And just
I
appreciate that actually.
Yeah, I do too. And they made enough for me to like be satisfied with what they did. You know, it's like a project, and like they move on probably to do solo.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I know like 3 or 4 of them. I know I'll probably definitely listen to like solo stuff with them. But next one, it's a sad one, but Czarface and MF Doom, probably the last MF Doom project, like full one. I think we'll get. It's like a really short like straight up hip hop, more traditional album that I absolutely love, and it has a Spectre Deck in it. He's one of the most underrated members of Wu-Tang Clan, and he's part of Czarface with 7L and Esoteric, and MF Doom is in this. He's still good, but he doesn't sound like his old self. But Spectre Deck, he's fucking fire on this, and I just love hearing that traditional hip hop, you know.
Yeah.
So I really liked it. My favorite song is Doom Onto Others.
Doom Onto Others.
Yeah, and it's called Super What. So, A$AP Rock and Blockhead. Blockhead's a producer.
What a blockhead.
What? Thank you. I appreciate that, Mr. Gen Z humor. I'm just joking. Garbology, which I love that name.
That's funny. Yeah.
So A$AP Rock, he's just a great, artist. He's unique. Nobody's like him. That's one of my favorite albums by him. Labor Days. Been doing it since the '90s. He's been consistent. Nothing like, revolutionary, but he just talks about the weirdest things, like mummifying his cat, just like having a lazy day at home, like something like this mundane. He makes like into like incredible raps. Mm-hmm. And he continues to do that. He talks about how difficult he is as a person. He hates people, but he just makes unique songs, and I really appreciate it. And I really like this album as well, produced by Blockhead.
Didn't you tell me he had the most diverse vocabulary of like any hip hop artist?
Yeah, I still look like even songs from there. I don't even know what some things he says. I've been listening to for like over 10 years.
That's super cool.
Yeah. And he has a great flow, and his voice is very distinct. I really like it.
Yeah.
He needs more props, man. He's one of the best of all time. He definitely, I think he'd be top 20 for me, or at least 25. We're gonna do the top MCs of all time too. I think what you said, 20.
Drake, Kendrick Lamar, but only Damn, and then
Damn. Don't do that.
Just Damn, and who's number 4? Oh, CeeLo Green.
Look, CeeLo. Whoa. CeeLo Green's good.
Chance the Rapper.
Just all right, man. That was my before I get to the top 5, I guess. You do your little top 5, whatever bullshit.
All right. Do you want to go like 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3? All right.
2, 2, 1,
Gotcha.
1.
2, 2,
Blast
1, 1. All right. So I almost called the police. Opening up my phone.
Oh, I was like, is that the name of the album?
No. Let me hold on. Let me get my list back up. So, okay, number 5. I'm surprised by this. Mm-hmm. I'm surprised this is my number 5. I didn't really even want to like it.
Oh.
Because it's pop music.
Uh-huh.
And she's popular. But I thought this album was great. Lord. Solar Power, I think was the name of the album.
I didn't listen to that yet.
This is actually a fucking great album.
Oh my god.
And I really, like, lyrically.
Sell out.
Sonic, I know.
You're just fucking sell out.
Handing in my hipster license today.
Give it to me, man.
This is a great album. Like, there's a song called Stoned at the Nail Salon. That's so weird to me. Like, what a weird thing to write a song about.
Yeah, exactly. That's the same thing with A$AP Rock. Like, just the weird titles, weird
That's what
subject
I like,
matter.
though. Yeah.
Because it's unique. Nobody has ever probably made a song about that.
Yeah.
Or, like, maybe like a focus on it. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I didn't like every single song on here at all. But, I mean, a lot of them are really good. Like, the title track, Solar Powers, is really good. Like, it's positive sounding. You know, like, why do I like this? I don't like uplifting music. I like stuff that makes me want to kill myself.
Yeah, I'm mostly like that too, but sometimes I like influence.
Optimism.
Yeah, optimism.
But yeah, no, this was a really cool album.
As long as it's not done corny, I guess. It's hard. Yeah. It's a fine line between corniness and like genuine.
Exactly. Yeah, and I didn't feel any corniness at all from this album. Just overall, all the songs had really cool lyrics, and I don't like pop music that sounds generic, right? Like, that's what I don't like. I hate when I hear like the same old shit, but she's got really cool like instrumentation arrangements.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's a mix of like organic and electronic sounds. It's really cool. Her voice is super unique. Like, you don't hear Lorde and think, who was that? You know who it is. Yeah. She's a really nuanced voice. So I'm surprised to say, but I really, really like this album a lot. It was my number 5, and it has a great album cover, and you see her tush. And that is the real reason it's number 5. No, it's not.
That's the second favorite album with a tush, huh?
But it's a...
Mr. St. Vincent.
That's a good one. That's her best album. It just happens to be...
We're seeing some themes.
Happens to have a tush on the cover, okay?
Okay, alright.
No, but this was actually, seriously, in all seriousness, it's a great album. So, even if you're a certified hipster, like myself...
Another name change, huh?
Give it a listen, because this one, it was cool. I don't really like pop music, but if I like pop music, this is the kind of stuff I like. I like stuff that sounds really... unique, you know, and weird. This is what
you call it pop then?
It's tough. I still would, because it sounds like the melodies are still very poppy, right? Like, it's catchy. It's catchy like pop music it is.
How dare you? You're gross. That is gross. I like pop music, so I probably will like it.
You're fine with it?
Yeah, I'm fine with pop music.
I just don't. I
as long as it's kind of like as long as it's like something not different, but I like the performance, or it's not like the same bullshit.
See, like, even Adele's new album, I
didn't really listen to it.
I like Adele, and I liked maybe a couple songs on that album, but overall, it's so garbage. Like, it's just pop.
Did you like her very popular one, the 21?
Yeah, I did.
I like that. I like that one a lot.
I do too.
Yeah.
I like Someone Like You a lot, and it's like a really overplayed song, but it's like a really beautiful, heartfelt song, you know. And even what's the other one, Rolling in the Deep?
Yeah,
that's a good one. Yeah,
I liked it. Yeah.
No, that's a great album, and that's what I'm saying. So it's like I had that, you know, lens going into it with this new album, and I was just like, you know, because a lot of it's just kind of, it felt uninspired and generic. That's why I like Lorde's album a lot. It didn't. It felt like it was really inspired and real, you know. So number 5 for me was Solar Power.
So for my like tops, I don't think I feel as passionate as you, because I didn't really listen to new music, but I do like Tyler, the Creator, a lot, and his new album.
He made your top 5, huh?
Yeah, I do like it a lot, because I feel like he's matured, and it's called...
He definitely has matured.
Call Me If You Get Lost, and I like the kind of like the old school, I guess the 2000, I don't know, you probably didn't listen to it back then. Back then, they had a lot of mixtapes, where the DJ were like talking over it. It just made me so nostalgic, because like in this album, did you listen to it?
Yeah, a few times.
It's like DJ Drama is like talking over it. At first, it's kind of I don't really like it, but it's like nostalgia trip, because I was there too. I remember listening to all the fucking mixtapes where the DJ's playing, like talking over it, and like it uses a lot of the old school, some of the old school beats that I remember, like the Wu-Tang Clan with the Lumberjack. That was like a old school beat, and like I like the song Lemonhead. Like, it's like a lot of bangers and like uniqueness to it, and also has some of his like qualities they had in Igor, which I think is a better album overall to me.
It is.
This one, it has like a mixture of the like, you know, hip hop bangers, and then like the love songs, more like that. But there's like this one song, it's like 9 minutes long, and it's like a love song. It's like complete bullshit. Why it's so fucking long? I forgot what it's called. But did you remember the song Wilshire?
Yeah, I think so.
It's like talking about like he's in love with this girl that's in like a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's too long, but I like the sentiment of it. I think people have been through that, and I think it's pretty genuine what he's like talking about. Like, he's just a different person than when he was like 5 or 6 years ago. It's like crazy how different
like first album is just like shock rock.
Yeah,
It reminds me of like like early 2000s, like Korn, kind of almost. Or,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like stuff.
Like Eminem.
Yeah, like Eminem.
I would compare it more to Eminem.
Yeah, but they're just like trying. It's like gross out,
Yeah.
like shocking. You know, like trying to trigger people.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
I see the talent. I've always seen the talent in him, but I kind of wrote him off. You know?
Right. Yeah. So, because of that, because that was kind of it took front and center. I think over his talent was like his need to scare people. I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, like how it's kind of like a victory lap because he's like talking about like I've never felt the fear, like I've always been confident in my ability, and I like that. You know, he's confident in his ability, and then he's like he's enjoying his life. It seems like in this, he's like having fun with it.
Yeah,
it's not as good as Igor. I feel like this is more like a conceptual, like cohesive record. And like, there's not really a weak track for me in that album, but this one's a couple one. But the ones I really like.
Yeah.
There's like one with Pharrell. What's it called? Damn it. I had it. Juggernaut. Yeah, I really like that song. And that.
Yeah, I think that was my favorite one on the album.
Which one?
Juggernaut.
That's your favorite song? I'm surprised by that.
I don't even really remember. I just remember the title Juggernaut. I think that one was my favorite. Yeah.
So yeah, I like it. I look forward to seeing what he does next. But go ahead.
Yeah,
that's it.
You done with that?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm done with it.
My number 4, which I memorized by heart, my list.
And you should have your phone out at all times.
No, okay. This album was really. This was another one that's like pop music, and I was surprised that I like it. But it was called "I'm Not a Mother, But I Have Children," and the artist. I'm gonna butcher the fuck out of this.
You talked about this in July.
I did talk about this in July. This was like my favorite at the time. It's called Shun Gudzo. Shun Gudzo is the name of the artist. I probably am butchering the name.
I couldn't even help you, so go ahead.
Yeah, but this is a great album. It's a lot like Lords, actually. It kind of reminds me of, like, sonically at least. It's like very, it's poppy, but it sounds. I like when there's like individual, unique sounds, and this album has that. It sounds like it's all played on natural instruments like guitars and using percussion that you can hear like somebody play like bongos and shit. Like that's the shit I like. Like I don't really like like electronic-y stuff unless they integrate it into.
I do.
I mean, like if it's done really uniquely or like it sounds really industrial, like 9 Inch Nails, then I like that stuff.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Yeah, but for the most part, like I really like when something has a natural, real sound, and this does.
And you can hear it now.
Turn
the volume down.
I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm like, because I'm just like hovering over it, like scrolling through, and I'm like tapping it with my thumb. But no, this is a great album, and it's like it's a little long, in my taste, but it was good. I like the interludes and the intermissions, and it's very lyrically like progressive. Like it's blunt. I think it's the kind of message I like when it's accessible. It's a little on the nose, but it's also still a good message.
Yeah.
So it's done really well. Like I think sometimes if artists try to get too artistic with it, they can lose the message. I think this is kind of a good sweet spot to where people who are just casual listeners, like they're not gonna wonder what this album's about. It's very direct. It's very
sometimes
on the nose.
You need that.
Yeah, I think it's a good slap in the face, for like a wake up call to white America. So
white America,
white America. No, but this was great. It's a great album from start to finish, and just a lot of strong melodies. This is why I really like it. Like I feel like I listened to some of the songs for like the first time, and I was like singing them after. Like that's really impressive to me. It's like if you can make a melody that I want to sing like right after I've listened to it. So I'd never heard of this artist before. I honestly didn't like her other stuff that I listened to after I listened to this. So I was like, it's kind of
beforehand?
Yeah, it was before this album came out. So I think this one was kind of like her defining album. And I really hope that she kind of does the same thing, more of that and less of like the, traditional poppy garbage. But this was really cool. And I was surprised because I just like stumbled upon this on like Spotify's new release of the week or whatever. And it was like, oh, I've never heard of this. I'll listen to it. But it ended up being one of my favorites of the year. So, I'm not a mother, but I have children. Give it a listen. And if you're a moderate, I'm sorry, because she's going to call you out.
Yes. So, my next one, number 4. I talked about this in July. Slow Tyron. He's a British rapper. Very unique, delivery voice I really like. So for this one, it's like split into two. So the first 7 songs are straight up like hip hop bangers. Like, you know, you'd be like bob. Like, I rarely bob my head to the beat. Like, I don't like people like they're like listening to the music next to me. I'm just stone faced. Like, yeah, I like this song. I like this song. I like that part. I like that part. But like when me, I when I listen to this, I'm like, damn, okay, oh damn, okay, all right. So it's just like straight up fire for the first half. I really like, and like the second half is more like slower songs, introspective, like, you know, more inspirational stuff that we just love, more positivity. And you know, it's a good balance. I really like it. If it was like separated, I think I wouldn't like it as much. But like the songs, like the first 7 songs are like really short and like get to the point, and I really like it. Like, you know, slaps you in the face, like you were saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and it has who was on this? I forgot it was like a well-known name artist. I think it was the ASAP Rocky. Yeah, ASAP Rocky. He did good.
ASAP Rocky.
Stop it. Don't get it confused. I like ASAP Rocky.
I know the difference.
Okay, he's a lot better, but he was a memorable performance on this too, and yeah, it was just a good album. It had James Blake as well. They had a song together on James Blake album, so yeah.
That's cool. I think I've heard that name before. Slow Time?
Yeah.
Slow Time?
I think you might like his album before this. I think it's more similar to what you would like, more conceptual. This is more like just hard-hitting hip-hop, and then like just songs that are like alone are good, just listen to. But like this is one that, like, and this came out early this year, and I still like listen to it throughout the year. So if it's something like it came out early this year and I still want to listen to it, that means I really like it.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
Yeah, and it was like one of the albums I listened to like in the review of, like, you know, like, what's it called in Spotify?
The Wrapped?
Yeah, the Wrapped.
We gotta talk about our stats too.
Oh yeah, I gotta look it up. I mean, my phone. Anyways, we'll talk about your stats here.
Right, it's over by the DSLR camera.
Yeah, right there. We're not using our phone at all. Anyways, but yeah, number 4, Slow Tie, Tyron.
I'll have to check that one out if I haven't already. I feel like it sounds familiar, so I wonder if I've heard.
You probably did
before, but
you should try out his album before this. I don't know what it's called. I forgot.
Okay.
His name is Slow Tie.
Slow Tie. I'll look it up.
THAI.
Slow Thigh. I can see.
Oh, stop! You're cheating, man.
I mean, you're scrolling up one by one, so.
Okay, all right. You're cheating.
Anyway, my number 3, was The Million Masks of God by Manchester Orchestra. So they're like one of my favorite bands. They have been for years. And this is like, I'm surprised that I like this one as much as I did, because their last album I felt like was kind of a masterpiece, A Black Mile to the Surface, and it kind of came out like around, like, their album before that was weak as hell to me. So I thought, I was like, oh, there goes my band, like they're past their prime, and then they came out and they put out like the best album they've ever done. So
they're just an orchestra?
No, they're not even an orchestra. That's just the name of their band, but they're just like they're like indie rock kind of.
Oh, that's just the name of it. I'm like,
yeah, they're not really an orchestra. Although I do like classical. Yeah. But this album was also really great. It was a tall task for it to be better than Black Mile to the Surface for me, but this one was still great. I liked it. It's kind of like really electronic-y for the first half, and then it transitions to more like acoustic in the second half. It's really weird. And they do this thing that they did on the last album where a lot of the songs sound kind of like the same song. And a lot of times you might go like, oh, well, that's just not creative. Like, I think it's super creative, though, because they end up like making like they take the roots of one song and they just expand it into like it almost sounds like you're listening to like a 9-minute song. I think that is so cool.
Yeah, no, I like that too as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that type.
I feel like they really do that on this album. It kind of feels like it's all, because you know what? I really miss the days of listening to like albums back to back. You know, like front to back. I should say.
Front to back, yeah. That's my favorite type. So you can just listen to it front to back.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of artists now, they don't really even write albums that way. They just kind of write a bunch of singles and they put them together on one album, and it's like not as cohesive.
Yeah, it's nothing better than that to me.
Oh yeah. So this one is they really are like, they've been trying to maintain that like cohesive, listen to my whole album feel for like the last few albums that they've done.
I gotta listen to them then. I like that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that a lot.
And this one I think you might even like a little bit more because it kind of has. I feel like there's a lot of influence of like electronic artists like Radiohead and 9 Inch Nails in there.
I love those. That's two of my favorite bands. So.
Yeah, and it's not as heavy for sure. Like
I do like heavy though. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not heavy at all. This album is not. It's their past albums are like heavier. I'd say like the distortion and stuff. Like this album is a lot more introspective. But it is electronic, and it's a lot of the songs at the beginning are more upbeat. They're like up tempo, and it does remind me of kind of like Radiohead a little bit. But also at the same time, it's very Manchester. It still feels like them. They write really weird lyrics sometimes, and I think that they still do. But this album was great. I didn't like it. It was my favorite of the year. But honestly, if they're gonna put out another album like after that masterpiece that they put out, which I think is their last album as a masterpiece. And this one, this is a good follow-up. It's a pretty solid follow-up. They do this thing every time, every album they do, and it's usually the last song. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's the second to last song, but it's always a weak track to me. It's, like, weird. Like, they do it every single album. Like, there's, like, a weak track. And I feel like they do it
Wait, so you're talking about, like, just there's anywhere in the track listing or at the end?
It's usually towards the end.
Okay.
It's usually towards the end. It's, like, a slow, and usually it's the last track. I usually don't like the last track on their album, and this one's consistent. It was called The Internet, and I just felt like it's boring. And it's weird because I feel like every other song on this album, even when they're slower, they're not weak, like there's something good to take from it. But they always do this. They always I feel like they do it on purpose.
You better get on Twitter and ask, like, why are you making such bad music at the end, man? Boring music.
It's not that it's bad, it's just not as good as the rest of the album. It's always like a week, it's just like boring. It's like, oh, okay. I don't know if they do it to ease out. I don't know what it is to decompress from all the emotions that I just felt because the rest of it.
Need all that.
Their music's pretty emotionally heavy.
Okay, all right.
It is. Like the last album they did was about like a bunch of different people struggling in a small town, South Dakota. It's really weird. But there's like a shooting at a gas station and stuff. Like they write like really heavy stuff.
Ooh.
Like it makes me hurt.
It makes you hurt. Okay.
Yeah.
I like to be hurt, so I like to see the pain.
Yeah. So this was definitely a great album. Million Massive God. I would definitely check it out if I were you. You might like it, actually.
You gotta send me it. I'm not gonna remember the name.
Yeah, I know. I'll send you the list.
Send me a list, yeah. I'll send you my list, too. And so, you done?
I'm done. I'm done with that one.
This one. It was on one of your mentions. What do you know what it is? Can you guess?
Little Sims.
Yep, Little Sims.
It was a great album.
Little Sims, sometimes I might be introverted. So, I got to this late, and I really listened to it. Like I reminded myself, like, oh, I should listen to this when I was talking to you about it.
Yeah.
Because I know you mentioned it.
I think it came out July.
Yeah, July. Yeah. I listened to it like probably in the fall or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, her last album, I think it was Gray Matter, something like that. Yeah. It was more. It was like 30 or 40 minutes, like more low key. This one is like completely different.
It's epic.
It's epic. Like bomb. Like the first track, I was caught off guard by. Yeah. Introverted, and like it was like it's grandeur. I was like, wow, I liked it. It was something like really like you don't really hear that in hip hop as much. And like she's lyrically she's really good, and British, also another British rapper.
Man, I feel like British rappers are just
they're doing it
better, man.
Look, man, yeah,
these days.
And also MF Doom, he was British too.
He was.
He was born in London. So,
wow.
Yeah, I mean he moved to New York.
I was about to say he sounded like American accent.
Yeah. He eventually, but he like kind of grew up like a little bit in London, so he has that influence. But I really like this album. Yeah, there is like a little bit like some tracks are better than others, but I like the message of this, and like it's inspirational because, and I relate to it. I think we both can relate to it because we're introverted. Oh, dirty word. But yeah, like she's talking about like, oh, I enjoy doing art, like being in front of the people doing my art, but like I want time alone. I want time to myself. That's how I like want to be most of the time. And like I was thinking about like when I was younger, it's like, is that a bad thing? Like I don't like talking to people as much. I like to be myself. But like in this, like I can relate to it, and I like it a lot. And also the song, what's that one song? I Love You, I Hate You.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
That was like a heartbreaking song about her dad, like as a failure of the fatherhood. But But you still love him at the end of the day. It's like a weird relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
Like, you have a love for him. Yeah, and it's like I forgot this, like the later song where she talks about being introverted again. And like, you know, she's showing appreciation to some like just like the mundane jobs of like cleaning toilets, like giving like I was like, oh man, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
And I like the interludes, like it's kind of like like monologues that they do that she does. Is it her that's doing it? Or I think
so.
Yeah, I thought I don't know. It's kind of she's kind of something different, but I like that. It's like it's cohesive and like it feels like it's thematically structured well.
Yeah,
and I really like that. And I liked it a lot. I gotta give it more time.
Honestly, same. I think I listened to the whole thing once.
Yeah,
but
it gets better with like more you listen to it.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah,
it's like it's. I mean, it's an hour and 5 minutes long, so you guys commit some time to it.
Yeah,
but like and like every song, it feels like a little different feel to it, but it still feels cohesive, and I really appreciate that. And like she made an album, unlike some people.
Why don't people do that anymore? Like,
it's just so straight because it's hard, man.
I guess.
Just think about it, like making a song out of like you know it, like just making a song by itself is like like a good song is difficult, right?
Yeah, but you know what? I mean, like as a songwriter myself, I feel like if you have a direction, like because like when I write all my albums, if I write them are like concept albums always, and it's not even just because it's like that's what I like, but I feel like you have a sense of direction. Like I know I got to hit this emotional beat at this point, so it helps me to write. It actually helps me write songs. I feel like it would help.
So I think it's easier to stay on like a theme.
I almost think it is.
Okay.
You know, sometimes I pull like because I mean like a lot of times like if I'm being honest, I'll just come up with a melody like when I'm driving or whatever. Like it'll just pop into my head and I'll write it down, or a riff idea. I'll just be messing around on a guitar or something, you know, and I'll have that idea or a lyric. I have like a whole page of lyrics on my phone that are just loose.
Yeah.
There's no song attached to it, and that's like I end up like cobbling them together at some point and make sense of it, and it's crazy how it makes sense. But anyway,
I mean, you're in a certain place in your life. You like want to focus, like you're at a certain place and you want to focus on certain things.
Exactly.
So it makes sense. You're thinking about it.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is essentially like you might have all the pieces and they're individual on their own and they are kind of random, but at the end of the day, I think the best way to hone them and bring them together is when you have like a overarching concept. So that's why I don't get why people don't, like artists, they don't do it more often. You
know why? I think because it's so like they have like different producers doing everything.
It can be.
Yeah, and like people writing songs for them and like all that. I don't know.
It could be part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
like other people's input. It works
really well on like To Pimp a Butterfly though. I mean,
that album this gave me like a little bit of vibes to it.
Yeah.
You know? Like the grandeur, like the massive like, appeal to it. So, I really like this album a lot. You should listen to it more. I think it'll grow on you even more.
I should. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's really good. Go ahead.
My number 2. You ready?
No.
I mean, this is gonna be the predictable one.
Oh.
Daddy's Home.
Daddy's Home.
Daddy's Home.
St. Vincent Street.
Vincent. My number 2 album of the year.
You said you act like you didn't like that album that much. You were acting like
because you know what? It should have been the best album of the year.
Oh my god.
It should have been, but it wasn't.
So biased.
Just based on what I know of St. Vincent. She's one of my favorites. So, I liked it. I loved it. I don't get me wrong. I love the new album. I think the thing that plagues this album, that plagues a lot of the albums on this list, is a bunch of weak tracks. That's really what does it for me.
Yeah, me too. There's some weak tracks in mine too.
Yeah, and I think that's what's so sad about it. Is like I know she's a great songwriter, and there's a lot of capability for it to be like stronger than it is. But a lot of the songs are really, they just don't do anything for me. Like the sound and the melody is just kind of bland. And I even feel that way about like the lead single, "Pay Your Way in Pain." First time I heard it, I was like, all right, it's okay. I like the part where she screams like it's like super exaggerated. I like that stuff. I kind of like the natural sounding, like when they don't really care about it being perfect.
Yeah,
like,
it's raw.
It's raw. It's real. Yeah. I like that.
That's why I like the feedback from like you might not think it's good, but like it just I don't know. It just appeals to me. Like
right. I like the human element.
Yeah, like we're not perfect. You're not perfectly constructed human beings. We're fucking flawed as fuck.
Exactly. So that's why I like it a lot. But overall, that song was just kind of weak, and I felt that way about a lot of the tracks in this album. Like, there's like a lack of melody. Even like the title track, "Daddy's Home." It's like I don't want to sing this.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
I don't
I never really wanted to sing it. It's never really. It's not that catchy of a song.
It's not catchy at all.
Yeah.
And another one like that was "The Laughing Man," which is a lot more subdued. But I thought it was the lyrics are cool. Mm-hmm. So I like the lyrics in that one. Like, she rhymes PlayStations with suicidal ideation. That's fucking clever, man. Like that.
I missed that.
Yeah, it's in the lyrics. Like, so this album overall, though, I have to say the sound on this album is fucking fantastic. Like, it really sounds like it's from the 70s. I love it. Like, I love old sounding stuff, and she's found a way to like incorporate that into like a new style. It's so unique. Mm-hmm. So I can't fault the sound on this album. I love the arrangements overall. But I mean, still, this is St. Vincent. You know, it's not going to be bad. I knew it was never going to be bad, probably. Mm-hmm. If she gets to the point where she's bad, then it'd be really depressing. But
put down your posters, your
yeah, your tear pictures, down everything I have her. Yeah,
who's my baby?
Burn the shirt.
Yeah.
And I just sit here shirtless for the rest of the podcast.
Yeah, no, you burn it on you, and you burn yourself.
Yeah, I burn the shirt, and I never wear a shirt again.
That'd be great. Get more of the female viewers.
Yeah, I'm sure. But no, this album though, I mean, I love like some of the songs I absolutely love, like Down and Down and Out Downtown. She really likes the word down, apparently. I wonder if this is like an antithesis to Pixar's Up. I don't know.
Wow, you really did you plan that?
No, I didn't.
Antithesis. I haven't thought of that movie since 2009.
Apparently, St. Vincent's thinking about it every day. Apparently.
Pixar's Up.
This is a response.
Response track. Diss track to Up.
Diss track to Up.
The movie Up.
I do love the lyrics on this album a lot, though. Mm-hmm. And it's very... I knew she was going to get super emotional and tough. And I don't know if you know the context of this, but her dad was actually in prison. And
you told me, yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of the album actually has to do with that, I think, and the feelings of that.
It's a lot of daddy issues this year.
A lot of daddy issues, yes. Yeah. So the track "Daddy's Home" is 100% about that. But anyway, I only mentioned that because a lot of the lyrics are really emotionally heavy on this one. It's another one where like I knew it was gonna be like that. And Mastodon, her previous album, is similar. Like a lot of really heavy stuff she talks about, you know, and this one. It's in the same vein. It's just very much like I knew she was gonna hit those notes, and she did. But there's a sense of optimism in it too. I never feel like it's like so down. Even when it's talking about like stuff that's really dark, like Down and Out Downtown, she basically like wakes up like stoned on the subway, you know, like, and talks about jumping off the Empire State Building and like, yeah, like this shit's like.
I'm glad she's still alive. I'm glad she survived
fucking
it.
Dark.
Yeah.
You know, but I really do like the character she embodies, Candy Darling. It was really cool. And I saw her in concert, and I have to say, like the concert, the tour for Daddy's Home was great. It was.
Where'd you see it
at? Fillmore.
Fillmore, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Detroit, but so even if it wasn't my favorite album of hers, I mean, like it's like most of the items on this list is not even my favorite from these artists, but it's still a very solid entry. So that's why it's my number 2. I think it could have been better, but overall, I mean, she's still one of the best out there doing it.
St. Vincent.
Love her. I'm kind of in love with her.
A little bit. So, number 2. You talked about this as well.
Haram,
yes.
Haram.
How you know? It's Arm & Hammered. So, Billy was in Elucid with Alchemist is doing the production. Oh,
this
man.
Is the episode where Jeremy dies.
Yeah, I've been, my, like, nostrils, like, filled with snot. It's all bad. I can barely breathe. Somebody stinks. Anyways. Oh, nobody. Look, you're self-conscious about your stank, huh?
No, when you say somebody stinks, who's here, man?
Exactly. Why? It's me.
I showered.
It's me. I didn't shower today, okay? Oh, you're way too close now. We've never been this close before. This is fucking awkward. Anyway, let's get back to the video.
You smell fine. Dude, I have like the most sensitive sense of smell ever. Right? Like I smell it.
Guys. he does have.
I do.
Yeah,
I smell like gas leaks when no one else does.
I can't smell shit, so that's why.
Yeah,
I'll probably usually smell. He lets me know if I smell like shit.
Yeah, I would let you know.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, you're good.
You're good today.
Oh no, yeah, and then he's like, sometimes he's like, oh, try again. Don't go outside yet. Try again. Anyway,
get another hit of that cologne. Yeah.
Number 2, Arm & Hammer, Haram. You know what Haram stands for?
Is it an acronym?
Well, it's like it's Islamic saying.
Oh no, I don't
expression.
know what it
means. It's the sin where you eat pork. You know. So the album cover, I love it.
It's nasty.
It's disgusting.
It's hard to look at.
I don't even think I could show it because it's 2 pig heads.
It's kind of gory.
Slaughtered, yeah. And they got in trouble with PETA about
really?
it. Yeah, they're like, put that shit down, man. And just like listen to the music, man.
Right.
Because this album is fucking dark.
PETA's stupid.
Yeah. I just had some some food from bacon. You okay?
I'm like fighting. I've been fighting to sneeze for the
Why
last
don't you just
2
sneeze?
minutes. Because I don't want. I gotta win, man.
You sneeze on your turn, okay? You sneeze on my turn. I don't like it. Anyways, I love this album right here. Is fucking dark.
It is
despondent.
Dark.
I fucking love it, and it's cohesive. It's so great, and the beats on here. It's so great, and so one of my favorites. You mentioned before Indian Summer. I like that.
Yeah, that's
song
a great
a lot.
one. Yeah.
One of my favorite lyrics. He's like, in the 7th grade. I swore vengeance in the 7th grade, not to one man, but the whole human race. And that's just the feeling of this album.
Yeah, it is.
It's just very combative and pulls no punches. Billy Woods is fucking great. He's probably my favorite from this year because he made More Mother and Brass. But
yeah, Brass.
That's the album I was talking about. It didn't come out this year, unfortunately.
I put it on my honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions.
You made me look like a fucking fool.
Yeah, you look like a fool. I don't think they got to this point of the video because this is a disaster. Anyways, this album's fucking great. I love it so much. And also, I just the song what's it called? Chickarones. So it's about police violence, and it's so great. And Quale Chris, you ever heard of him? He's a Detroit rapper too. You should listen to him as well. He's great.
Maybe.
Oh, he's great too. And Earl Sweatshirt's on here. I love him too. They have like Earl Sweatshirt and Billy Woods has like the MF Doom style where just like stream of consciousness. It's like very like esoteric and weird.
Yeah.
But this like Billy Woods is on like the dark end of it. He's talking about like, oh, you watch out, you might be buried in like worms will travel in your brain, your thoughts. I'm like, whoa, this imagery is insane.
Yeah.
And it's very hard, like it's like you were talking about like the references, like nerdy rap.
Yeah.
You really gotta
liked it.
You gotta look up some stuff. Like it's hard to parse what he's actually talking about, but I like doing that a lot in hip hop. And like not a lot of artists do that well. And this is done very well.
Yeah.
And I really like what they're doing in this, and I hope they do another album like this. So, and it's just like I want to feel that brooding, defeatist, like just dead inside music I fucking love so much.
It is.
I want to feel like the darkness. I love that.
Yeah, it does feel like it's the end of the world.
Yeah.
Listening to it. Yeah.
It just makes me feel better. I don't know why. I don't know what the album cover is just a representation of like what I like in certain art. Okay, look, let me explain. It puts the nastiest, dirtiest part of the humans in the forefront. It's like this is what we really are. We're just animals, and we like to kill and slaughter. Okay, stop trying to act nice. We don't really like each other. Fuck you. Go on with your fucking number one, asshole.
On that uplifting note,
we gotta get dour sometimes, man.
Jesus
okay?
Lord, you went there, huh?
I was too.
You're just like Billy Woods.
I was too upbeat.
Yeah. Well, you brought the mood down. That's for sure.
Good.
Anyway, okay. So I'm excited.
Fuck your number one.
My number one album.
Worst album
of the year.
Go ahead.
It is Animal by Lump. And Lump is a side project of the great Laura Marling, whose Song for Our Daughter album I have right here, and Mike Lindsay. And this is so different from her like solo work. It's crazy. Like, if you listen to this album, it's like not even remotely the same thing. It still feels like it's Laura, but it's like her lyric writing is different. It's a lot more weird and avant-garde.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah, I mean, like, the first album is a lot more avant-garde than this one. This one's much more accessible, much more. But it still maintains the weirdness, I think, with it being accessible. What makes this album great, and this is the thing that I've been talking about throughout this whole list, is that there's no weak tracks. I feel like from start to finish, this is like a good fucking like. There's not a moment where I'm like, I want to skip anything.
I felt the same way with Haram.
Yeah, so that was really strong too. So this one, that's why I like it so much. It's like and kind of like what I was saying with Shigunzo too. Like I was like singing songs from this album like the first time I heard it. Like I would like listen to some of the songs.
I rarely do that.
I know, I rarely do too. But I was like in my head, I was like remembering melodies. And Laura Marling has always been that way with me. Where like I'm like, man, I feel like I've heard this song my entire life. Like, it's weird. Like, I don't know how she does it.
Damn.
I don't know
That's crazy.
What magic she has. But just as a songwriter, like, she writes melodies that, like, they feel old, but they're not. Mm-hmm. And she still does that on this album. It's great. So, Mike Lindsay, I don't know what else he really does besides Lump, so I can't compare, like, he's the other half of this duo. But I don't really know anything else of his that's not Lump, so I can't really compare like this to his normal stuff, but he adds the weirdness, I think, and the instrumentation. It's all very like electronic-y sounding, and it sounds like it's otherworldly. And I think
that sounds like something I would like.
You should check this out for sure. I think you might even like their first album a little bit more because it's kind of less accessible, and you like to have things hurt you. And
I want to feel the pain, man.
But
if I don't feel pain, I don't like it.
Yeah, overall, man, this album. It's so great. I think it's one of my favorite albums now. And, like, I wasn't expecting to like it this much because I didn't really like Lump's first album that much. I was kind of like, it's whatever. But I'll check it out because I like Laura, you know, like. So I did, and goddamn, like, this is perfect. Like, I don't know if I'd change anything about this album. I think, like, from front to back.
Masterpiece.
It is kind of a masterpiece. And I can't believe I'm saying that because I haven't really felt that way about anything that came out this year. Not even Daddy's Home.
Oh, no.
Which is, like, sacrilegious, but, you know.
Oh. See, I don't think I listened to like a masterpiece this year.
I think this might be the only one that I might think is gonna be like one of my favorites all time. But yeah, for the most part, I didn't really either. But this one, it's an easy number one for me. Mm-hmm. I was kind of blown away by how much I liked it because I was not expecting to like it this much. But yeah, I've been listening to this probably like 3 or 4 times the past couple months because it's just like I like every song on it.
Wait, when did it come out? You said?
When did this come out? In July.
July, okay. You've been listening to it?
I listened to it a little bit after it came out, actually, because I wasn't expecting to like it that much. I kind of like put it on my list to get to, and I didn't until probably like September, October, and then ever since then I'm listening to it like probably like once every 2 weeks or something. It's pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah.
See, it's always great to be surprised by an album that
I was very surprised. So
my number one's not a surprise.
Animal Lump was my number one of the year. Easily the best album of the year. Better than any other album that's ever gonna be noted as number one of the year.
Well,
better than them all.
Well, for me, okay. For me, okay. Look, okay. This guy, I fucking love now, man. He's been releasing albums just constantly great. This is third one that's like close to being classic.
Wait, I'm trying to remember who it is.
You probably don't know who I'm talking about because I don't really talk about that much because I don't think you like him. And I mentioned him earlier. It's not Danny Brown because he didn't release an album this year. Where the fuck? It's JPEG Mafia.
I like him.
LP. Like the
That's the name of his album.
P. Exclamation. Yeah. So there's 2 versions of this. There's the offline version and the online version. I listen to mostly the online version, but that's not like the real version of it. The offline version is the real version because he couldn't get all his samples cleared. So he's like really pissed about it.
Really?
Yeah, he couldn't get them cleared, so he makes no money off his like the real one, which sucks. And it's like this one song called Hazard Pay, I think, is really great because it has like some of them like it uses like old school soul samples. I guess he can't get cleared. Yeah, so do you know like anything about him?
Not really. I don't know anything about him as a guy. I've listened to I think one of his songs. I think BBW. I think.
Yeah.
He's funny.
For me, I feel like he, like you were saying earlier, it's like this, like accessible and like kind of weird, off the wall.
Yeah.
That I really like. Experimental. He does like experimental.
He does, yeah.
Glitchy hip hop. Yeah, he's like fucking spitting on this. Like he's doing so good. And his last 3 albums have been great. Even like I think the one before that, All My Heroes Are Cornballs. I think that's his favorite by him. But this one is like slowly becoming probably my favorite. It's just like, it's so wild. His fucking style, I love it. It's like Eminem if Eminem was good. Like he's so confrontational. Yeah. He like he gets white people so mad. He's like calling them crackers is so funny that he can get away with it. Like nobody cares. He's just wild and I love it. And like his production is like nobody. It's like really glitchy. Like I would say, like everywhere, but still like you still focused. A focused song is like insane, and also, the song end credits. It feels like the end credits of a video game song, and I love all the references he does. Video games, wrestling, like even comic books he does too. It's like it works so well for me, and like he does a interpolation of Britney Spears on this, really? and it works. It just works, man.
Wait, what song?
I forgot what song it was. I think it was it's called Damn Damn Damn, I think. I gotta show you it, but it's like an interpolation of it. He just sings and the song ends, I think. It's just weird. Like it's like I'm going everywhere, but that's how the album is, but it still feels cohesive at the same time. And also it like every song it feels like one long song too.
That's cool.
Yeah. But like the songs are not long. I don't know. I just like short songs that like, just get the message through, and then you go to the next thing. And also, there's a song called OG. It's like it's like not even the 90s. It's like 80s hip hop, kind of like the beatboxing, but it's like a new sound to it. Where like I was like, wow, this is insane. And like the song Rebound is like straight up fucking banger. I fucking love that song. And then like it's just like some songs where he's just singing and just weird, like he's like singing in the studio with his girl. I'm just like, it's so weird, and I love it, man. And like I listen to this all the time. Like if this is like an album, I don't what should I listen to? I just let's put this on, and like it's been like that for his last couple albums. It's just like I get so excited to listen to that, and it's like wow, I can't believe he did this, and I feel like people will actually like this album, even though it's super weird. And like he's a weird dude, and I appreciate
That's a good sign.
Yeah. So JPEG Mafia LP. I'm sorry.
The exclamation mark.
Not LP. ...
LP. Not like the Run the Jewels guy. Like LP.
Who?
LP.
Man, they need to release another Run the Jewels, man.
Didn't they just do one last year?
So what? What you taking so long? Anyway.
I don't mind gaps because
I'm just joking.
If they put out too many albums back to back, a lot of times they're not as good.
Yeah, no, I'm just joking about that. Yeah. I got plenty of people that I can listen to.
Yeah.
So I never complain about that.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on that Frank Ocean though. It's been like 6 years.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Where the fuck you at, man?
The last one was Blonde, right?
Yeah, 2016.
That's how long ago that was?
Yes.
Fuck.
Anyways, that was my number one. I think he's the best rapper out right now. My favorite.
JPEG Mafia?
Yeah, he's like his last 3 albums, especially this one and the last one. Man, he's
That's
just
saying a lot, man.
He's so unique. I mean, Kendrick Lamar, where's he at? He hasn't released an album in 5 years.
Drake.
Oh fuck. I'm sorry.
We forgot about Drake.
Yes.
You know what? Forget Animal. Take it down.
Throw that shit in the trash.
Fucking forget it.
Forget it. Oh shit! I just hit the mic. Forget. This is what it says.
Forget.
Drake. Let's put up Drake.
No more.
Put it down.
Take it all down.
Fuck you, Drake. Anyways.
I'm gonna throw this in the actual garbage.
Please don't. Please stop. And we'll see you in the next dimension.